What's going on, everybody? Today we got a video about different types of squats that I use in my training, specifically the high bar squat. And what I do with my squats is I do them full depth, as you can see there, full lock, bottoming out the ankles, knees, and hips, pretty much getting a full stretch on all the muscles. And I do them all the way down there, and I do both pause and what I call bounce squats, which is basically what most people do, where they go down and come right up, no pause. But since I'm in the bottom position, like Olympic weightlifters squat, I call it a bounce because I'm pretty much bouncing out of the bottom. So first, right here is just what I do when I warm up. I stretch out the ankles, go in the bottom position, lean on each ankle, forward, back, and everything, find a balance point, and stretch out my joints, my muscles, my back, get my core starting to work, and basically just get used to squatting for the session. And basically what this does is it just gets my nervous system also warmed up so that I'm ready to squat heavy weights. When I do pause squats like I have today in training, it's not as heavy as when I have my bounce squats, which I had last squat day. So here also I show an overhead squat, which for me obviously needs some more work, but I'm working on my shoulder mobility. And I just did one because I just wanted to get a good stretch. So here I'm warming up for my bounce squat. This is just a video to demonstrate it. I didn't do this in training today, but I put it into my warm-up so that it's there. And basically, you get the best out of your stretch reflex with these, and you can lift more weight. And this is basically the best way to squat ATG if you're trying to lift as much weight, because this will allow you to bounce out of the bottom, get stretch reflex, and have the most strength. Also, what I do with that is here that I just showed is you can go down slow for the first section and then drop in the bottom and bounce back up, but that takes a good amount of time to master, especially with weight. So here now I'm showing the pause squat, and this one I'm actually warming up for my lift, so I do a good amount of pause at the bottom. I don't do as much pause when I have weight. I do just a little bit, warm up the core, get ready, get everything stretched out, as I said. And basically for that one, I'm not actually locking out on some of these because I'm like trying to keep tight during my warm-ups. When I lift actual weight, obviously I lock out, get a full lift, but this one here, as you saw that one, I was still in kind of a squat position, getting everything nice and tight for the lift. So here's another clip, squatting, doing my warm-ups, just normal stuff. This one, again, I'm doing bounces, which for me was just demonstrating for this video. I didn't actually have this in for training, but it also helps get warmed up for when I'm doing a session with pause squats. It's good to warm up both ways just so that everything gets moving, gets going how it should be. And pause squats basically challenge the core a bit more because you have to stay solid in that bottom position, especially when your muscles are tighter and more stretched out. And here I'm doing a bit more pause warm up. But it's good to warm up in both ways because they both challenge your body in different ways, and doing both to warm up just helps overall. Now, I did a lot of warm-ups today for the lift, both ways, just wanted to make sure everything is pretty good. I like to do multiple sets with just the bar or body weight, depending on how I feel. And right here, we'll get into my actual lifts. So this was my top set here for the day. This one was 255 for pause reps, and I did, I believe, 4 with this one. I had down 5 for today, but it didn't feel right when I was doing it. It felt right, felt fine, but 5 felt like a bit much for today's training session because it was slow, and I'm trying to take my training slower than most people would because I'm going for longevity and strength. So I'm not in a rush to gain strength because I'm not trying to get injured. A lot of people over rush their training, try to get too much strength increases, and it's not really good for your body at that point. So here's another one. This was my second set, a little bit of a back down set also for 4 reps, but this one was 235. Much easier, still a bit of a grind towards the end, but a much easier set. As you can see, it goes up much quicker with every rep. And I still get at least a half to a second pause at the bottom. I like to program these with athletes because it really helps with that athletic position, which is crouched down a little bit. Sometimes I like to do where you pause at a parallel or just above parallel too, because that's where the athletic position is. But if you don't train in an athletic position, you can't expect to be good at a sport because you're not used to staying in that position where you're crouched down and your muscles are under tension the entire time. It's good to train endurance in that area. That last set was 225 for 2, just a back down set. And this one is some core work where I just static hold with the band, and I'm making sure all the muscles in the core are engaged, especially the outside ones. And then also on this other side, I also feel my back to make sure that's engaged well. And you'll see me reach back, reach around, and feel to make sure everything's working well, how it should be. So hopefully this video is helpful so that you guys can figure out how to put in pause and bounce squats if you're interested in doing ATG squats. And I think they're amazing for your joints, for your muscles, and everything, as long as you perform them well. So everyone have a great lift today, and I'll see y'all later.